Hey guys, it's time for Breakthrough with Coach Lew. Coming to you live from Accelerate Life University, XLR8Life.com. Coach Lew will help you break through anything that's stopping you. Are you ready to get the motivation, the energy, the life, and all the success you really want and deserve with no further to-do? Here's Coach Lew.
And if there's one thing we've discovered over the past 4 weeks of the show, we have seasons of life. What season of life do you believe you're in right now? Are you in winter time? Is it the struggling season? To another winter and fearing that. What season of life are you currently in? And this has nothing to do with our annual quarterly seasons. It's just a metaphor for how you're living, how you're perceiving everything, and what you're doing and taking action on, or the lack thereof. So let's take a quick walk down memory lane over the past 4 weeks. We talked about winter, week 1. That was a metaphor for the tougher times of life, the time of year where you are in more of a survival mode, just to survive. You know, that's you put a lot of effort into making sure you're getting by, you're safe, you're getting your family through, your business might be in a stage where things, maybe certain restrictions or that were holding your business back, whatever it was. Maybe it's the weather. Maybe you do live in a northern climate where in the wintertime it's, snowing like a dog and cold, and you're a house painter, an exterior house painter or a bridge painter or something like that. And you feel like, oh my God, this is never going to end. I want to get back to work, Maybe, you look at it this way instead, though. The truth being, after every winter comes spring. After every hardship comes a new opportunity in life. And these are the cool things that if you look back through your history, or the history of the world, the history of the country, the history of other people, spring always follows winter. There's always something that follows the tougher times as we're going along. Okay. Hey, Joe. Cool. I will get to that. Joe asked this morning, how do you stay motivated when it's tough? And we'll talk about that, Joe. I'm going to circle back around to that question there for you. So we have our springtime that shows up, and this is the time where things begin to warm up, ease up. You begin to feel better. It's not that oppressed, dark, gray, cloudy, snowy, and you might say, hey, I enjoy winter. I'm a gladiator like you, Coach. I get out there and I snowboard through it. I work extra hard. I, shift my business model in the winter seasons. And I'm not necessarily talking about the snowy season. I'm talking about the tougher seasons of business. Look at during the COVID pandemic stuff where restaurants either shut down or they offered curbside, or they got into delivery, or they did something differently to stay and weather the storm, while others threw up their hands and walked out on their leases and burned their landlords and their creditors and, filed bankruptcy and went on about, and others grew. Look at businesses like Amazon and some of the, and curb delivery or whatever, all these delivery services. And wow, did they blow up during that time, during the winter season of our nation and the world that we've experienced for the past couple of years. Some people thrived. The gladiators thrived out there, guys. So think about this next time you are going, oh, winter for me. Okay, Joe, this is part of step 1 to answering your question this morning. How do you stay motivated when it's tough? You innovate. You innovate you innovate your business, your career, your value to your employer. If you innovate you and you're getting better all the time, you're not the one that's getting downsized. You can trust that. And if you do in that case, and you've innovated yourself at work, you can innovate a business. You can go elsewhere and take that greatness. But I'm getting a little off track there. So after this springtime, and that follows after the winter, it's the time we plan or plant, like we talked about during that segment. You're planting the seeds of your summer season, but you're also planning for your summer season, for your greatness. You go, okay, I'm going to start a new business, or I'm going to really get in shape, or I'm going to really get my relationship together. You start to build the plan, which is planting the seeds of growth for the next level. Okay, spring is a time of, you look at the seasons and you go, oh yeah, the plants start to bloom and everything else, but I'm not necessarily talking about the seasons of the year. I'm talking about your seasons during life. Your spring season is after, a trauma, after something bad, or after the winter. And winter isn't always bad, but I'm just saying it's usually harder. It's a coarser time of life. I want to make you fear winter seasons. I want to make you into all the things, the strengths that winter can build for you. But spring is much nicer. You're planning. Ooh, cool concept. Wow, this is not time to look back and go, oh, poor me, or oh, how horrible that was. Your winter's over. Your spring is here. What's the next level? So spring is springing you up to your next level. Then you have the summer season. Oh, summer's fun. It's warm. It's easier to do the things you love. There's times of prosperity, growth, fun, excitement. You still tend to those plants and those seeds that you planted in the spring, or those plans that you made. You still work on those, but you're doing it even to become self-sufficient. When you plant a seed in the ground, and you got to water it every day, and you got to make sure it doesn't get eaten by a bird, you got to make sure it has the proper light and heat and everything to germinate. But now it's just a little plant, and the plant's a little more sturdier than just this little seedling. So there's your summer is the time for really growth in your life. Okay, this is when you really want to push forward and grow, because that is really what it's about. Summer is growth. It's taking it from a seed to a tree of life. Your strength, you're getting stronger, you're out, you're active, your body's stronger, your relationships are more happy. Psychologists have a term for winter, it's called sad. When you have that disorder because you have less light, you have, everything's dark. And now in the summer, you've got the light, the heat, the stuff that energizes you. So that's a great time for growth, right? Then comes fall. Woo, yeah, the rewards are plentiful. If you've done what you were supposed to do in the spring of your life, the summer of your life, now your plants are blooming. They're producing fruit and vegetables, and you're getting your rewards for what you put the effort into in the other seasons of your life. This is when your business is really flowing, where it's not a struggle anymore, where you're not necessarily growing it. It's at that level where you're your clients, you're rocking. Your career is great. You're not one day away from being fired because you're not sure if you're doing the right things. Your relationship is great because you know what? You've been in that relationship a while, but now it's even a tighter bond because you planted those seeds. And it could be an example of, you look at your kids and go, wow, I did good with them. That's your fall season as a parent, is when your kids become adults and they're doing well, and you look and go, wow, I did great with my kids. Or if they have challenges, you better get back to planting some seeds, right? And get better. But that's my whole point. And there again, Joe, on the nature of your question, it might be easier in certain seasons of your life, but it's always doable to stay motivated. One of the things, a future pace you always have, if you have a compelling future to look forward to, when it's winter, you look forward to spring. When it's spring, you can look forward to summer because, wow, summer is really amazing. And in the summer, you can look forward to the fall, because that's when you're rewarded for what you put in the spring and summer. That work, okay? So I know this is very metaphorical, but there's a reason for this. because I want to make sure that you know that whatever season of life you're in, number one, I guarantee it will change. The seasons will change, but you are in control of how you deal with the seasons of life. Okay. It's about what it means to you. It's about the effort you put in. Some seasons you got to put in a whole lot more effort. Some things seem seamless during other times. So, but remember when you're harvesting in that fall and you're going, wow, I did this. This is great. My kids grew up great. Or, maybe you're not even have kids yet. Your career's starting to really go great. Your marriage is starting to go great. Your relationship, whatever it is. But then you go, oh, I know winter's coming at some point. We're going to have a recession. We're going to have a business problem. Our business might be going great and some idiot sues us and it's not even founded, but we still got to deal with it. Or you get some stupid tax audit and you were right, but you lost a receipt and now you got a problem and you got to deal with it. So you're going to hit some winter time in life, right? So how do you do this? Well, in the fall, you have a little preparedness plan. Winter's coming. The most successful people see patterns and shifts as they're happening before they happen. And as they're early stages, not react to it after they go, oh my God, look what just hit me. They go, I see there's something shifting. We're going to have to make a change here. Could be in your relationship. You could be not spending the time together, or you could be coming home and clicking on the TV and staring at it and falling asleep in the chair. And that's not building your relationship. It doesn't mean once in a while you don't binge watch something together and just shut your mouth and you don't have to talk 24/7 or any of that talk, and you don't grow your relationship and you don't grow more common interests and stuff. You will hit a winter season that you might not make it through. Okay. But if you hit the winter season and you go, okay, this is just a time to work on it a little bit harder, you do better. But, this goes across the board. That's why I'm using so many multiple examples. So in the winter, do you have an excess storage stored up? Do you have the ability to go snowboarding in the Alps somewhere instead of freezing in the corner in Western New York or North Chicago? What are you doing? Are you enjoying that winter, even though it's a time of growth? But are you freezing to death and huddled in a corner, or are you out there taking advantage of everything a winter season has to offer you? And again, if you're just tuning in, this is not about the seasons as such, the quarterly seasons. It's about your seasons of life. Now, you want to know the real truth about the seasons, guys, of life? There is growth in every season. Okay. And let's break it down a little bit. Okay. Because growth is your key to fulfillment, and fulfillment is your key to happiness. So every season's going to have growth. Winter is going to give you that kind of kick-ass growth. It's going to kind of come along and knock you upside the head. It's going to kick you in the butt. It's going to make you realize I got to step up. I got to do better. Bam. It's kind of like a smack across the face type of growth usually in the winter. Not always. Some people absolutely adore winter. Not the biggest fan myself. But then you have your spring season of life where it's more of you got to push to step up, because now, hey, you're going, hey, I got away from winter, but wow, here's a chance to grow in the spring season of your life, because that's a fresh start, a place where you can go, you know what, I'm going to redesign my life. I'm going to redesign my business. I'm going to redesign my relationships, as opposed to just survival in the winter season of life. Then you kick into that summer. Well, what's growth in the summer? Well, your health can grow, your body can grow, your business can grow in your summer season of life, because that's when you've already set the foundation and they're growing into little baby trees and your growth is going on. So you're automatically getting a lot more growth in the summer if you've prepared for it through the spring. And then you hit the fall, and that's when everything is blossoming and giving you the rewards. And wow, you're growing there too, because what do you do with rewards? You get excited. You want to go to a next level. If you meet somebody and you kind of have a good relationship and all of a sudden it's really going well and you decide to get married, Oh my God, isn't that a great feeling? Well, that's a fall season type of thing. You're reaping the rewards of having an honorable, great relationship where you honor and treat each other great and have a great physical attraction and stuff like that, right? So there you go. There you have it. Every season has growth. And if I leave you with nothing else today, growth is the key to fulfillment, and fulfillment is the key to happiness. Okay? People can have success and not be happy. They can have money and not be happy. Fulfillment is the key. If you're fulfilled and you have a lot of money, you're more fulfilled. If you're fulfilled and you don't have a ton of money, but you're fulfilled by what you do, you're still fulfilled. You're still happy. Okay? So money doesn't buy the happiness. Certainly makes life easier. If you are a happy person, you become happier with more money. If you're miserable, you become more miserable. If you're fearful, you become more fearful. It's the same thing with a relationship. As your relationship grows, if you go in with a fun attitude, you're going to have more fun. If you go in with a serious attitude, you're going to be serious about this. If you go in with an expectancy of failure, you're probably going to fail. Okay? So let me ask you a question. When you're not growing and you just stay stable, that means you just stay in one place, right? You're kind of like in neutral, I'm here, I'm good. BS. There is no neutral. When you stop moving forward and stop growing, you start dying, going backwards. This is why growth is so important, okay? Growth happens in all seasons, especially when you're striving for it, like we just talked about. Sometimes the winter growth is a little harsher. The spring growth is, exciting. The summer growth is like, oh yeah, this is on almost autopilot. And then the fall season of life of growth again is, wow, I put all this in. Look at this. I'm getting the rewards, and this makes me even grow more as a person. Because let me ask you a question. If you're broke, can you help anybody else? And you say, yeah, I can go volunteer or something. Look at like a homeless shelter. You want to go help somebody. If you're broke, you go donate a couple hours worth of time, right? You help, and that's great. But if you're really super successful and you can stroke a check for 50 grand to that homeless shelter in that year, that's a whole different level of contribution because of your level of growth. And that's why growth is so important. It's not only about you. As you grow, you have more to contribute. It becomes about us, we, as a group, as a community, as people who are helping each other and helping each other grow. Now, I'm not saying go hand everything out to people. Give people opportunity to grow is a much better way to help society. When somebody comes to me and, I need a couple bucks. All right, help me out with something for a few hours. You learn something new. Well, can't you just give it to me? No, I'm not going to just give it to you. No, you got to earn it, but I'm going to give you growth opportunity here. So when you figure this out, when it's tough and you power through it and innovate, this makes you stronger. When you get excited and have new creative ideas, it makes you stronger. When you're in the throes of the best, you get stronger because you're active. And when you're rewarded, you get stronger because now you go, hey, I'm going to do this. Season comes or a tough it will. I'm going to even work harder doing that because then it sets me up to win even stronger throughout these seasons of life. So when it's spring and you're planning and creating and growing to the next level and expecting better, make the plan longer. Look into the summer. And the summer is the time where you really grow. Okay? This is like a self-discovery, emotional growth, happiness time, harvesting, and you can have an opportunity to reflect and go, what could I have done better? What can I do better next time? This was great, but now, so it gives you an expectancy for more growth, okay? So my big aha for you today is growth is the key when you take control of your own growth, not let somebody else do it. Your growth controls your destiny. You take control of your growth rate. You take control of where you're ending up. And really, it isn't an end up. It's a journey. Life is a journey. And because when you end up there, end is the key word. You don't want to end your life. You don't want to get to the end of it. You might want to get to the end of certain projects or certain seasons a little quicker. But you find out it's not what happens to you. It's that meaning you assign to it that daily, weekly, monthly gives you the ability to go, am I growing each day or am I dying and withering each day? Each season of life has gifts in the form of growth. Winter has them. They all have them. What you take from that season of life and how you run with it, and if you find a way to be the victor instead of the victim of that season, is going to make the difference. If you claim victory over that season of, hey, it was a tough couple of years, this winter season we've been through, but man, we really had to innovate and we got stronger. And now we're going into literal physical spring, but we're also going into a springtime of coming out of all this drama and bullcrap of the past few years to a point where we can run with it and go, you know what? I'm going to be victorious over this. Or you can be the victim that goes, oh, I lost my business. Oh, my spouse left me because I gained 32 COVID pounds and, could care less about being motivated and lived on a government check. Well, I'd leave you too. Okay? Who wouldn't? If you're that sloppy about your life and about who you are, that you sat and collected unemployment for 2 years and gained a bunch of weight and did nothing, while other people took and turned it around and worked extra hard and innovated and built business. Some people lost everything they had and then built an online business with their expertise, and they're rocking and rolling, and you're 32 pounds heavier minus a spouse and still don't have a job, and you've lost your motivation and you're a victim. COVID took my life away from me. No, the only people COVID took the life away from is somebody who may have died of it alone, which I doubt. In most cases, there were cofactors, but, did it do damage to people's psychological abilities? Yes, that's why we talk about this. This is why we do this show. Not to go, oh, yeah, me too, and poor you. To go, hey, you know what? I don't care. I really don't care if you've sat on your butt for 2 years and collected unemployment and gained weight and ended up divorced and everything. Guess what? Spring is here. It's time to step up and become that person again. You might go, I ruined a good marriage. I ruined a good career. Whatever you did to yesterday, I'm not judging you. I say that for shock factor. So you go, oh God, that, you might be going, oh, that's me. Yep, that's me. But don't say, oh, poor me. Say, you know what? This gives me a fresh start. No matter what you left behind, no matter what mistakes you made in the past 2 years, 10 days, 10 minutes, you can't change what you did, but you certainly can change where you're going from here. See, and anybody who dropped off when I was in the middle of that, they missed that. See, that's why you got to get on here. Whether you like what I say that day, whether you don't like it, whether it resonates with you or not, when it all comes back around, you understand I'm doing this for you guys. I'm doing this to stimulate you to do this. And back to your question, Joe. Yeah, how do you get motivated again when you let everything go? And especially when you got to admit that you participated in where you're at right now and you go, oh, coach pissed me off a little bit here, but the truth is, yeah, I did participate in where I'm at now. Done some great things, but wherever you are right now, just understand you own it. You participated in that. Nobody took anything from you that you didn't let them take, and nobody gave anything to you. Few years gave you the motivation to go to a next level. That's a gift. Okay? That's growth. If nothing else, look and find and go, hey, I might have screwed up for the past few years, but now is time for growth. It's now on out that I care about. I don't care what you did right, wrong, indifferent. I don't care any of that. If you're ready to go to a next level, stay on this journey with me. Stay on these shows. Go on the website. Go on accelerate.life.com. See the courses we're creating and the stuff. This is real world stuff, new level. Not go, oh, if I had or I shoulda, coulda, woulda. You can go shit all over yourself all day long of what you should have done, and it don't matter. From here on out is what matters. And kudos to those that didn't drop off when I said something that made some people uncomfortable. I had some people drop off and get out of the show. I can see this. And I'm like, why would you do that? When the win is right around the corner. And that's always the case. When it looks the darkest, when you're the most uncomfortable, is usually when you're right about to have a breakthrough. And that's where Breakthrough with Lew was born.
You are here live with Coach Lew at Accelerate Life University, your #1 source for self-education success. XLR8life.com.
Just remember, take part, own where you've been, and own especially where you're going. Don't live too much in the backstory of, oh, poor me and I screwed up. Go into the front story and go, where am I going? Where am I going with this? What's my next level? Awesome stuff. Okay, so we're going to close out today. I want an announcement for you. Tomorrow, the 1st of March, Heals is live on accelerate.life.com. You can start taking the course. It's about a 30 to 40 day course. There's a lot of material in there. There's an awesome interactive workbook. There's 30 some modules of learning about your health and wellness and the truths, not some fad diet or 5-minute workout. We cover dietary lifestyle. We cover your fitness lifestyle. We cover stress reduction, stress relief. We cover proper sleeping, oxygen, air, breathing, water, everything that affects your life. And then we get to a point where it all just gets put together into one nice lifestyle that you don't have to sit there and think about and work on every day. You just simply get up and live and gain the energy, gain the health and the stuff that you need without having to make it a big frickin' ordeal every day. You with me on that? So go to it. XLR8life.com. Tomorrow, the 1st of March. It might be later in the afternoon, but the course will be up live and available for you. Live with faith, energy, passion. Always live your dreams. And this is Coach Lew signing off. Have an amazing day, guys.
Ready to take it to the next level? Tune in to XLR8life.com for our live shows, encore presentations, life-changing courses, and live coaching with Coach Lew himself. As Coach Lew always says, live with faith, energy, love, passion, and always live your dream.